Good evening, Aaron.
Good evening. How are you?
Trying to stay warm, man.
Trying
Negative
to
30 this morning when I got up.
Yeah, it was. Hey, let me tell you about tonight's guest. Tonight's guest is a published author. She has a book called Awaken the Higher Self, Bringing Darkness to Light. She has taught mystical and metaphysical based classes at University Magicus. We're going to hear about that. That's pretty cool. Metaphysical lecturer and also founder and lead investigator and navigator of Ghost Hunter Girls. She's a Reiki master and mystic. Oh, I am tripping over my words tonight. This is going to be fun, folks. All that. And she is also the co-founder and president and CEO of our favorite all paranormal, all the time streaming service, PARAFlixx Paranormal Plus, the Paranormal Channel, a universal streaming network with content of the paranormal, supernatural, universe, and beyond, and then some.
The Paranomalies podcast would like to thank Twinkle Twinkle Little Store located in Cheyenne, Wyoming for sponsoring our show.
All right. Welcome back. You're muted. So another cold week for us. I think it was like 1 degree when I went out to start the truck this morning, and everyone knows how I hate the cold.
Yep.
Had to shovel
You hate
last
the cold,
night.
you hate the hot. Yep.
Anyone that knows me knows the shoulder and the issues there. And yeah, shoveling's not good.
Yeah. You get a snowblower.
We have one. Gina went to start it when she got home and it was out of gas.
Oh, no. Of course.
Of course. So I'm excited for tonight.
Yes.
We have Natalie Jones, the CEO and co-founder of PARAFlixx. Of course, everyone hears us talk about PARAFlixx because that's where our episodes are. Hoping that episode 3 will be out next week or the following week. We have finished editing it. Just need to
Woohoo!
tidy up some smaller stuff.
Yeah. We're about ready to get it out. I'm excited for this one.
Yep. So let's not waste any time and bring Natalie in.
Hello. Good evening.
Hello.
Hey, Natalie.
Hello. Hi. Jason, Aaron, thank you so much for having me this evening. It's an absolute
Thanks
pleasure
for
to be
coming
here.
on.
Yeah, we finally were able to work it out and get you on.
Yes. We're here February 19th, 2025. It's a magical evening.
It is.
It is. You are a busy person.
Yes, this is very true. It is. I love staying busy. It might be the Capricorn in me. Us mountain goats, we love to work and scale our way on the mountain. So.
Well, you sure been doing that.
Yeah. Everything I said, plus add in all the cons that you're going to as well throughout the year. Busy time.
Yeah, it's really exciting. We've got a lot of really, really amazing things to look forward to this year, including another episode of Way Out West Paranormal coming up here in the next couple of weeks. And y'all are leaving this weekend to go film season 2, aren't you?
We are. We're going to start season 2. We announced last week with Bigfoot Kenny that we're going out to Blue Hill, Nebraska.
Nice.
A haunting in Blue Hill. It's on PARAFlixx as well.
Yes.
We're going to that house.
Wow. That is incredible. I'm speechless. I cannot wait to hear and see all about it. Wow.
It's a really cool place and we're super excited to get out there.
Yes.
Yeah, jumping at the bit. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Very nice. Yeah, so for everyone out there, make sure to catch up on the Way Out West Paranormal episodes and check out a Haunting in Blue Hill documentary as well and get ready for this really cool project they've got coming out on PARAFlixx Paranormal Plus.
Yeah. Let's start out with your book, Natalie. Can you tell us about that and what made you decide to write a book?
So about a decade ago or so, I started having my my spiritual awakening and kind of coming back to spirit, remembering who I am in the sense of my spiritual DNA and life purpose and soul mission, as we all have our life purpose and soul mission. And I started tapping back into the mystical, the spiritual side, the healing facilitator that I am. I've spent many lifetimes as a healing facilitator in different terms. And so with that said, I started my paranormal work really focusing on helping others and actually residential cases. And I founded Ghost Hunter Girls Paranormal along the way in that, knowing at some point I would need to write a book, because I would go to these residential cases and I would go back many times to teach these principles and these foundations and these healing aspects that were really that were really life-changing and really went a long way, because sometimes there was many different reasons, of course, for any type of paranormal activity going on, or it just being something where that family or that person needed the right direction in healing and those types of aspects. So with Ghost Hunter Girls Paranormal, then I founded Ghost Hunter Girls in 2018. And within a couple of years, I started writing Awaken the Higher Self, Bringing Darkness to Light. So one of the areas in the book that I go into the basic principles on are some of the universal laws that really play a key role in our healing and just how energy really works and kind of puts all of that into perspective. And one of them was the law of witnesses, how the other side or spirit or God or higher self, many different other types of communications that come through that are meant for us. If we're open to it and we're understanding, we're ready and we can receive that, then we'll usually receive that in the law of witness, a witness of 2 or 3. And so there came that day, and I had my witness that day, and so I knew that I would need to go ahead and start writing Awaken the Higher Self, Bringing Darkness to Light. So I did, and because I'm only one person, and I knew that this was information that I really needed to spell out so that people could, and I wrote it in self-therapy format, so that others could really apply it to themselves when they were ready to really go there, because you have to be ready and willing and want that. That's a really big part of moving forward in the healing journey, because if you're not ready or you aren't ready to move forward in that, then that's not really something that's going to happen. Nobody can do that for you. That's free will. It's a law of free will, our own ability to take accountability there when we recognize that that something needs to be done. So I knew, that self-awareness, that self-therapy format in all of these concepts and tying everything together, it was a really big labor of love. And I sat down, and I will tell you that I had to do it in a certain way because I did not want it to drag on 9 months. So I actually, it was around the time that my kids were getting out of school, and it was close to right at the beginning of summer. So it was really great timing in the sense of, my routine. So I would wake up, and I would go to my 9 a.m. yoga class. And then I would go back to my office, and I would sit there, and I would just, first I would pray, and I would ask that anything, that needed to come through while I was writing, in addition to the knowledge and the wisdom that I had already understood or come into up to that point, that if there was anything else that it would come through for others that would be reading the book, that they would need to know, and all of that. So I would pray, and that would be one of the things that I would ask. And so then I would sit there and I would type and I would write for about 2 to 3 hours. And I did this for about 3 months. It's a pretty thick book, but I wrote most of it at that point. At the end of the 3 months, though, I started having like a really difficult time in the level of just like how much exertion I think I had put on the brain itself, right? And so I had to take a break. I had to take a little bit of a break. I actually put it down for a couple of months, but during that time, I was still actively, putting my work out and supplying it out to publishers, and making those inquiries, and then I came into contact with my publisher today, Melissa Kennedy from BMK Publishing, and she read the book, and she was really excited about it and welcomed me with open arms. And then at that point, I was really ready to finish the last couple of chapters, and then really we dove in onto fine tuning everything, and all of the things that go into finalizing the book. So that was around probably December, January, from when I had started in May. So you're looking at probably at about a 8 to 9 month process from beginning to end, which is actually a pretty quick turnaround on something like that, right. that I wrote, right? And then Awaken the Higher Self, Bringing Darkness to Light was born. And this was in, I believe, 2019. And then it was as if from there, after I had my awakening closer to a decade ago, everything has just kind of taken a fast track. It's snowballed very quickly. I have had to level up and reawaken on many different levels in my own personal growth, because if as someone helping others, you really, obviously you have to be able to really help yourself first. So there was a lot of, I was really thrown into it. And I know that I've had many, many lifetimes and very, very fully prepared for something like this. But, there have been moments where it's just been like, wow. Like, okay, get myself back up. Okay, we've got this. Now you got to, regroup and go this direction, and this and this. There's so many different things that I could name, that I have gone through in all of that. But it has been a really humbling experience, and really neat to help so many. And I did not realize or expect that I would turn around and then be president and CEO of PARAFlixx Inc., PARAFlixx Paranormal Plus the Paranormal Channel, which is something that is built in me. So it was like watching myself being born all over again is maybe the best way to verbalize that, and how it came to fruition in that snowball. It was like the book was finished, and then I started making these connections and relationships with people that I had not come into contact with. It was just like one day they were in my timeline, right? So Patty Negri, Nicholas Bonani, my two amazing co-founders and business partners. And during COVID, hey, Jeremy's read the book, and I know Aaron, you and Gina have a copy.
Yes, I wanted to get into that. Like the first time we met you was on the Dark Waters cruise. So we had done the Dark Waters cruise, and that was through Lyle and his group out there, Haunted Nights Paranormal, or Twisted Realm, Haunted Nights Paranormal Events.
Yes.
out of Virginia. So we did the cruise, and you and Patty were on there. Mike from Wraith Chasers. It was a great time. There was like 23 of us. It was the
Amazing.
perfect size.
Yes.
We did an excursion in Cozumel.
Yeah.
We went to the Mayan ruin that was the moon goddess.
Yes. So
It was such a great time. And yeah, we did get your book. I know Gina's read it. I haven't had a chance because snowballing, same thing for us. We came back from the cruise and we're like, Gina and I had done this for 10 years, and it's like, let's get a team together. So we worked on our team, and then, that started getting a little better. And I'm like, I set goals, and I'm like, look, here's what I want to do. I want to be on PARAFlixx. And
yes.
last year, it was this month last year, we found Jason, and then August we contacted you. And yeah, it's when things are going good, they do that. It's great.
It comes quick. Yep.
The snowball effect when you're aligned and on your highest path and going in the right direction. You it's all energy, right? When you're at that vibrational frequency, the things, the people, places, and things that match that vibrational frequency, like we're saying, they show up. They just come in. One day they weren't there, then the next day they're there, and they become lifetime partners, lifetime friends, everything.
Yeah,
and
I met Lyle.
I
met Lyle in Gettysburg like the year before that, and was like, and he was talking about PARAFlixx. I'm like, huh? And then here we are.
Yes, it's amazing. And again, and a big shout out to Haunted Nights Paranormal Events, Lyle Lotz, Brandon Johnson, Tana Lotz, Wraith Chasers.
Love those people. They're great.
Yes. And Wraith Chasers, Mike and Chris. And of course, they have their show on PARAFlixx as well, The Twisted Realm and Hometown Haunts. So huge love for our PARAFlixx family. And yeah, we met on the Dark Waters cruise. So Jason wasn't there. You missed out, Jason.
I wasn't. Yep. But I ended up joining the team as a result of that. So
yeah,
there you go.
Who knows? A couple of years down the road, we can maybe host something like that.
It's okay. So I feel like we're getting some witnesses. When we were on PARAFlixx Pops, Jeremy was on PARAFlixx Pops, and he keeps saying Patty and I need to host another paranormal cruise. And now here we are, like less than an hour later, and it's Jeremy's here. And Jeremy didn't bring it up. And you're talking about it. We might have to do another cruise.
Yeah,
it's a whole synchronicity thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you saw them in your timeline, Patty, and I didn't catch who's the other person.
Yeah. So, as things evolved and developed, it was around COVID, and I knew Nick, and he had been working with Patty already on another one of his projects, and I was planning something. I thought, you know what, I'd like to do a web series. I'm really interested. I feel pulled to do some sort of like series where we can film, from the web, different haunted locations, have them give us a tour and of the location and some of their, haunted artifacts, haunted objects, haunted dolls, all of that. And it started turning out really cool because as we would film, of course, we would capture EVPs and all of that. So it became this really cool web-based series. And it was myself and his name is Nicholas Bonani. He lives he's out in Iceland. Hi, Nick.
Oh, cool.
And so I got together with Nick, and then he helped me bring on Richard Lillard. And so the three of us kind of co-hosted the and it's called the Haunted Psychomanium Omnipresent, and that is actually a couple of episodes are still on PARAFlixx. You can find it and watch it. There's the Haunted Hill House one of that is really cool. We caught some really interesting EVPs on that, and of course the owners of Haunted Hill House, Kathy and Sunny, they're always a really incredible and really great time. So that was a pretty shocking episode. So then Nick came to me one day and he's like, well, where are we going to put why don't we just create our own platform and put it on there? And I Well, me, the way that I work and the Capricorn in me and just what I'm built for, it was like the perfect storm. Like it was predestined, written in the stars, just something that's meant to be. We're all meant for it, and we create a good balance and have been able to sustain a really incredible culture and foundation in that. And so I said, yeah, let's do it. And so we got on a meeting, he and I said, well, let's call it PARAFlixx. It'll be PARAFlixx. And then he said, well, let's bring in Patty. So we brought in Patty, and then the three of us, we rolled through it from there. It's like I said, predestined, written in the stars. It really grew wings of its own. And we incorporated PARAFlixx Inc. in 2020, November 9th of 2020. So from that point up until launch on March 21st, 2021, sometimes I would have like 10 meetings a day back to back. I mean, it was every day was pretty much like anywhere from 5 to 10 meetings that I would have. Acquisitions, like getting things ready. Our incredible OTT developer that, on that side of things, that has been an intricate part of the app and the website and our tech team and everything on that end of things, and all of the business sides of things, and the accounting and the marketing and the contracts and everything y'all know. And then we have all of the outward facing things, which is all of the beautiful creative love that really goes into all of this from everyone. And without all of you, it wouldn't be PARAFlixx Paranormal plus the Paranormal channel. And without all of our fans, it wouldn't be PARAFlixx Paranormal plus the Paranormal channel. And it truly is what our fans call us, the Netflix of the paranormal.
Yep.
And
Yep.
It's just been incredible to meet, and it's so humbling to meet with so many incredible teams and distributors, production companies, producers, filmmakers, content creators, the whole spectrum. Just very humbling and incredible journey along the way, and seeing everybody come together with all of their heart and soul and passion. And I know every time we meet or we have a meeting, and I've told y'all the same thing, our passion truly unites us. And I think being a really big promoter of free will, knowing that is one of God's laws and everything, and leading with love and compassion and vulnerability, but keeping a really, really good business infusion into something, a platform that deserves to be treated with the utmost integrity and love and respect, in that everybody has had a free space to really be able to come together with their creativity and passion, and make this what it is because of that. Make it yours. And so PARAFlixx is just us. And I wake up every day and pinch myself, no matter how hard sometimes it may be, or how great it is. I'm grateful for all of it, for the good stuff, for the hard stuff, and everything in between.
Yeah,
I'm sure it was a difficult undertaking. I work in the tech side of things, and just thinking about, the level of lift it would be to go from a web series, right, to hosting your own streaming platform must have just been a tremendous undertaking.
Yeah, I look back over the last 5 years and I think to myself, well, knowing how things work, I really, I chose this. All of us that are here together, we all chose this, before we came here. And over the last 5 years, and just going through the journey, the saying, it's not the destination, it really is the journey. And this is a prime example of that, because every day has been so different, but so much the same. It's like continuing to build something on top of something on top of something, and seeing the vision, holding the vision in that, because ultimately what the vision is a global platform that will really help people reconnect, with their inner self, with spirit, and remember, and awaken, and not be so caught up in all of this programming or ego and those kinds of things, but really remembering, like, oh my gosh, like there really is more to what we can see, smell, taste, hear, all of that. And even science proves that 99.999+% of everything that exists is extrasensory. It's beyond all of that. And so what that really means is that we're living in a world where the reality is not really what it seems and what it is. And I've, in my healing journey and helping others, and then having this platform for all of us to come together and express that creativity and that love, knowing that it's going to become something that's going to help so many people, is just you don't, I don't think we can quite like comprehend what that really looks like, right? So it's amazing. Yeah.
Well, and
So,
your
One
journey,
thing I
yeah,
Go ahead,
it all
Aaron.
comes together for sure.
your journey has started so many other people's journeys.
Yep.
Like us getting our team together and then filming and getting stuff out there. And I'm sure we're not the only ones. Like I jump on there every week and see who has something new. And I know you're posting continuously. Your fingers must be wore out about whose show is new
Yeah.
this week and who's new next week. And, but and then it keeps our journey going. So it has to be pretty powerful. I mean, you've helped so many people do something that they've wanted to do.
Thank you. Thank you.
And that's what I was going to add on to that, is that one thing I really appreciate, I think about, PARAFlixx, is that with other online streaming services or platforms, we'll call them, um, there's so much out there, and it's so hard to sift through what is the good, what is the bad. And then even just, to get your content seen is just
Mhm.
this tremendous undertaking, and having this, centralized platform that we can, like you said, people that are just passionate about what they do, that can, assemble this, adventure, right? And put it out there for everybody to see is just amazing.
Yeah. Every morning I pray. The first thing I do, I wake up and I pray and I meditate and I spend time with God and Jesus Christ and, and my inner self and my higher self, and just really cultivate, what is it, what's next? Like, allow me to be guided in, in that space. And I think, it's sometimes, and I say this because for everybody, I know sometimes it can be difficult because we can get caught up um in forgetting how far we've come, and like really giving ourselves a big pat on the back, and loving ourselves and supporting ourselves, and like spending that time, in that solace, in that space of a little bit of isolation, just to recall everything and really take time to appreciate that work. And I think when we do that, then it cultivates more energy to continue in that direction and stay focused on our own lane and what we're here to do for ourselves and for everybody. That looks different, even though we're all equal, and without one of us the universe wouldn't be complete. And I know, like, with this journey and what the platform is really here for, and helping so many. And so I have full faith, and I know in my heart wholeheartedly, with zero doubt, that when it's the right time, and we're close, that's going to be the moment, where it breaks wide, the whole thing breaks wide open. And that's the next level of the journey. And I think, honestly, imitation is like the highest form of compliment that you can get. So anytime, there's, and I think everybody should follow what they feel that, in their heart or desire to do as well. That's one thing too, is like, there's so there's enough for everybody. You know, everybody can do exactly what it is that they want to do, and what's meant to be will be. And that's just that. And so I think like having really high positivity and really high positive energy towards everyone, and you know, their desires and their passions and their dreams is the most healthy thing that any of us can do, is just continue to support one another and stay in your own lane, you know, and that's great. But yeah, I mean, you know, Forbes says it takes most of these really of these companies out there that, you know, have that you know, everybody knows about, the big ones, at least 10 years, and we're going to do it in 5. And I'm really excited about that. And I know what it takes. We know, all of us know what it takes to build something like this and sustain it. And it is a constant labor of love. I am dreaming PARAFlixx. I am eating PARAFlixx. I am yoga-ing PARAFlixx. I am going on cruises PARAFlixx. Yes. I mean, it is PARAFlixx, PARAFlixx, PARAFlixx. And I'm telling you, the word PARAFlixx comes out of my mouth like I could probably once every minute of my day. So you know, we got to work on that. It's got to be every second. I might as well just sit around and start singing PARAFlixx.
Right? Yeah. Just have constant content fillers, right?
I know a lot of people at my work come in. They know that, you know, we ghost hunt and we do paranormal investigations and we do public events and we travel to these places and do this. And I know they hear about PARAFlixx. Like, hey, yeah, we have episodes. You can go watch those on PARAFlixx.
And thank you so much for.
And we're here to help. We're, you know, we want to help you get that brand out and do everything we can on our side as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So what is in the future? What's ahead for PARAFlixx or for Natalie?
So we, you know, a really big part of our branding is Flixx music videos and global events. So as y'all know, our global events is really big, and we've been hosting these global events from day one. We sponsor, and we're very much involved in a lot of Paracons, different types of events, metaphysical events, the whole bit throughout the year, every year. And so next month, now we just had the Hanover Tavern Paracon that was in January. There's one coming up in March, which is we had a smaller scale. So this was in February. It was at the Clifton Theater, and it was with Shannon Michelle Collins and medium Bianca Rose and some of the Dark Echoes Paranormal crew. And they had John Griffin II from Paranormal Puzzle. You and I researched there, and he was doing some really cool experiments. So we have some like smaller scale events like that are more intimate, to these really, really large, well-known Paracons that sell out thousands and thousands of tickets, and everyone comes together. So it's really neat to be a part of that. So upcoming, we have some really great events this year. Jeremy over here, he said PARAFlixx is going international Canada. So in November 1st, we are the platinum sponsor of Halifax Paranormal Symposium, and that's going to be in Halifax. I'm going to be out there. They're having me out. We're also going to have some of our other PARAFlixx family out there, Maritime Haunting, as well as Ron Iacovetti and Tony Rathman from Staticom, and they have their documentary, Knowingly Talking to the Unknown. Or I'm sorry, Unknowingly Talking to the Unknown on PARAFlixx. So definitely check that out. And then next month is an event at Haunted Hill House. In April, we have 3 events. In May, we have a couple events, and all of those global events can be found on the website paraflixx.com or paraflixx.vhx.tv. And all of those events can be found on the menu. So there's a lot of really great options for fans, for all of us, PARAFlixx content producers, family, and everyone to kind of come together and say, oh, let's get a booth at this event, or let's get tickets to this event and come together. And we're really looking forward as well to October. We're going to be at the Haunted Rock Island Roadhouse Esoteric Expo, and that is Saturday, October 4th. So we've got to get Way Out West Paranormal out to some of these events coming up.
We do. But hey, we're way out west. And to get to some of those places is 17 to 19 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. All the cons are way out east.
Yeah. Well, there's going to be a couple of, one of the events that we always go back to these events because it always turns out to be so successful. But one of them was Vulture City Paracon. And we haven't been there in a couple of years because they stopped doing Vulture City Paracon, Jade Marie Yates. And that was a really amazing event. The Vulture City Ghost Town is incredible, but that was one that was in Arizona. I know there's a couple in California, and we're waiting for another one to circle back around and reschedule. So when we are filled in a little bit more on the West Coast, I will make sure that
please do.
Paranormal is there.
Yes, let us know. We've looked at those, and just like most of the content creators on PARAFlixx, we all work a 40-hour-a-week job, and it's a little tough to get away sometimes, especially when they're that far away.
Sure.
Yep,
Well,
Jeremy, totally agree. Paranormal road trips are always the most fun. Yes. Definitely.
Jeremy is he's really involved in a lot of the global events. He loves to go travel and take off work, and he goes to a lot of the global events that we have. So it's always great to see Jeremy McManus there. Thank you, Jeremy, for all of your support.
We're trying to reach out to more of the PARAFlixx family and get them on the podcast. Next week we have Nick Sarlo from
Shadowhunters, Paranormal Investigation.
Yes, I had to go back to my notes from Shadowhunters. So he's on next week.
Yeah, that's awesome. He's upcoming. They're going to be at Days of the Dead in Chicago. And before we got on, I had Adrian from Tribe 3 Productions reach out to make sure that we get PARAFlixx Paranormal Plus involved in all of the Days of the Dead again this year. So that's really exciting. I really think just this year, is the year we go viral. It's one of those overnight success stories, and you wake up one day and that's the day, and that's this year for us. And when that happens, we're all going to have some really beautiful careers and work ahead of us, and so many people to help. Dr. Stephen Greer, he talks about this concept called superfluidity. It's where, it only takes 1% of the molecules, like in a solution, to start changing, to start impacting the rest of the molecules. And I feel like what we're building and just the energy and everything together will be such a beautiful example of that when that happens, and that 1% really starting to make waves and impact in the lives of others. So
yeah, absolutely.
So I had notes here and I don't know where all my notes went about all your stuff. University Magicus. I know Patty. That's Patty's deal, isn't it? University Magicus.
Yes. So Nicholas Bonani and Patty Negri, who are co-founders at PARAFlixx, they also own and run with Father Sebastian the school University Magicus, which is an online esoteric, metaphysical, and much more educational classes, online classes.
And you've been over there and done some of those.
Yes. So I love teaching when I have a little bit of opening in my schedule, or I'm ready to get back to some of that. I really take my balance very, very seriously when it comes to my kids and yoga, and making sure that PARAFlixx is always takes the number one spot in everything. And so when I do have some extra free time, I will get on and teach some classes. They're metaphysical based classes, and it's an amazing school. So definitely check it out. It's magicu.org. MAGICKU.org.
Yep. Jason has that up as a ticker at the bottom.
Yes. So they are definitely, and they're one of our partners at PARAFlixx, of course. And so congratulations to Nicholas and Patty and Father Sebastian on the success of their online school.
So many good teams over there on PARAFlixx. Just thinking about some of the ones that we see are Dead October. Those guys are just down in Colorado, just south of us. Paranormal Theory, I see that they've come over onto PARAFlixx.
Yes.
Dark Echoes. And then there's so many, you know.
Right.
Thanks for doing what you do. You know, it's us to do a little more of what we wanted to do, and then let people see. You know, we love the history side of it, and that's what we try to bring in, is that history side. I feel like if you're out there and you're investigating the paranormal, you become a historian. You know.
Yes.
And we love that side of it, and being able to share that with everybody.
Yeah, that really is a really big part of everything's history. You know, what is, what is, what was, what will be. You know, it really is all there. It's one. It's a part of everything that exists, and so it really is a big part of what the work is and the research, and really understanding what's going on. And thank you to both of you, Aaron and Jason, for all of the passion and the work that you bring to Way Out West Paranormal. We love seeing all of the different things that you have going on, and your events, and all of the new episodes that you're working on. So thank you for your dedication.
Not just us. I mean, Gina, and of course, Jackie was part of the team.
Yes.
Jackie did have to step away.
Yes.
We will have season 1 finishing up hopefully in the next couple months. We're going out this weekend to start season 2. We have a new team member, Michelle. She jumped in with the team like she's an old pro.
That's so amazing.
Yes, it was a great mesh, and we are so excited. We're spending 2 nights out in Blue Hill. And it'll be good. It'll be a good one.
Blue Hill, Nebraska. So now how far of a drive is that for y'all?
Well, here we go. We're way out west again. So even Blue Hill, Nebraska is 6 hours.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, Denver for us is an hour and a half. So we're out here a little ways.
So you take turns in the driver's seat, basically.
Exactly. Yep.
I got a new truck this year, and it's already been dubbed the Mystery Machine. And this is going to be our first trip, everyone in the truck heading there. So
very nice.
Yep.
Yeah. Well,
it's gonna be a fun road
best
trip.
of luck on this investigation. It's a big deal. And I know we were talking about this before. It's the same house that A Haunting in Blue Hill was based out of.
Correct.
Yeah.
So viewers will have to check out A Haunting in Blue Hill documentary, and rewatch all of the episodes of Way Out West Paranormal, and get ready for season 2, because this is going to kick off incredibly.
Yeah, we should have episode 3 coming to you in probably a week and a half or so. We're starting editing for episode 4 for season 1, and then
very nice.
Watch out for season 2. We have some great places in the lineup.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
We're making a trip to Montana this year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So that's what, 11 hours? Yep.
Yep, that one's about 11. So we're going to have some good stuff coming.
That's amazing. It's only just begun. Our journey has only begun. So it's very exciting news.
More to go but up. Yep.
This, hearing all of this is exactly what fuels me every day to keep going. So it's incredible. It's the most beautiful part of our work is watching everyone investigate and put together their their productions and the creativity and all of that, and showcasing what's really happening and what's really going on these investigations and these different locations and all of that.
Yep. Well, Natalie, we appreciate you taking time out of your busy PARAFlixx day and spending it with us tonight.
No, thank you for having me. Thank you so much. It's been really great. I know we're going to need to do a part 2.
We will.
Absolutely.
When we're ready for season 2, we'll bring it back on.
I can't wait. I cannot wait. I will be, I'll need to come way out west and join y'all one of these days on an investigation as well.
Come see us.
Yeah, we got a really cool place we can take people anytime we want. So
very nice. I look forward to it. And this Friday we have the Haunted Files, Haunted Rock Island Roadhouse, a new season 3 episode as well, and then the season 1 finale of Chasing Legends, which is one of our new cryptid TV series.
Yes.
The season 1 finale of that is on Saturday. It's called Rougarou. And then on Sunday is the season 14 finale of Disembodied Voices talk show.
Oh,
very cool. I'm going to have to let my buddy know about the Rougarou episode.
Yes.
He loves the Rougarou. So that might get one more person over to PARAFlixx just right there.
It's pretty cool. It's definitely, they're all a must watch. And that's what another just incredible aspect of everything in the streaming service that's available on all of the TV apps and your favorite devices is all of the new content that's added almost, daily.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. There's always something new to watch. And I've still got lists, I keep a list on my phone of stuff that I need to get caught up on, there's always something new popping up on PARAFlixx, which, I love.
And they can get all of those updates on the Facebook pages of PARAFlixx Paranormal Plus.
Yes.
Paranormal Channel.
Mm-hmm.
Ghost Hunter Girls.
Yeah. So PARAFlixx is, thank you so much, Aaron. Yeah. So Ghost Hunter Girls is on all of the social platforms. But yes, we always post all of the new content updates. You can subscribe, and then you'll automatically be added as well to our mailing list for the new content updates that we send out via email. And we're on Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok, YouTube, all of the social platforms on PARAFlixx. And then we also have a page dedicated to Paranormal Plus. So it's PARAFlixx Paranormal Plus. And then we also have the Paranormal channel on all of the platforms. So any of those pages that you're following, you're gonna see it out there. It's gonna pop up on a group because we shared all of the groups, and you just can't miss it. You can't miss it. You can't miss PARAFlixx.
Nope. Besides the millions that are already there, we were talking about that beforehand. Millions more to come.
Yes. Millions.
Natalie, thank you again for coming on tonight.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been really nice. It's really highlighted my month so far. So thank you.
Well, likewise. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, we had Natalie Jones from PARAFlixx. We've been waiting to chat with her for a while. Such a great person.
Yes.
Absolutely. I love Natalie. The cruise was amazing. We got to spend 5 days and chat with her and Patty. Super cool. Maybe something down the way where PARAFlixx does a cruise and PARAFlixx families there and regular people can come meet everyone. That'd be so cool.
That would be a blast.
Yeah. Well, thank you everyone for watching tonight, and we'll talk to you next week.
The Paranomalies podcast would like to thank Twinkle Twinkle Little Store located in Cheyenne, Wyoming for sponsoring our show.